We got dodgeball, disco, and destruction. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, April 2nd, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Let's start with destruction. So, Outriders launched last night. This is from the studio People Can Fly, with Square Enix as the publishing partner. Very, very fun game. I've already put 4 or 5 hours into it after playing it yesterday. I didn't play the demo, but we've been recommending that to our friends to hopefully get more and more friends involved. I've chosen to play a Technomancer, and I'm having a blast. I couldn't, I don't know what's going on very much with the story, but I am having fun just running around and exploding things, or in my case, setting out turrets and freezing them in place and shooting them. So that's my kind of quick review. I'm definitely having fun with it. I don't know if this is like a Destiny killer or anything like that, but it definitely seems like it has kind of a straightforward narrative, which I can appreciate. It's kind of got an over-the-top 80s sci-fi kind of feel to it that I'm really enjoying, and I'm just enjoying having something to play with my friends because I haven't had that in a while, so I hope that more and more of my friends pick up Outriders. No reviews are in for it yet. Usually I talk about what Metacritic score it has, but I just decided to go into what my experience is playing it, and I'm definitely having fun with it so far. The loot system is somewhat deep. I haven't gotten too much into it, but yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with Outriders, and I hope you are too. Let me know what class you are playing down below, and let me know what you think of it so far. Also this week, we had another game launch. Disco Elysium, the final cut, launched this week. I believe it launched at the end of March, actually. This is the Ultimate Edition, next-gen up-res, and adds like voice lines and a bunch of other quality of life updates. So this is the final version of Disco Elysium. It'll have all of the DLC, and Disco Elysium, which was a Game of the Year contender. Did it win Game of the Year? No, I don't think it won Game of the Year, but it was definitely a contender. I think it got the most rewards last year. So Disco Elysium was definitely a highly regarded video game. The Metacritic on this is actually 96. So I'm definitely gonna play it. I just picked up Outriders, so I think it might take me a bit to get to Disco Elysium, but with the voice lines and the up-res and being able to play it on next gen, I am very much looking forward to playing Disco Elysium. And I hope you are too. It definitely looks fun. I've had a bunch of friends talking about it for quite some time, and I'm hoping to get into it sometime soon. I talked about dodgeball, so EA's Knockout City has been talked about for the past 2 months or so. I think the last time we saw it was at like a Nintendo Direct, where they had kind of their 3v3 dodgeball game on Showcase. I thought it looked kind of fun. Looked like a simple and easy to get into, again, multiplayer game that I could potentially play with friends. The beta for Knockout City is this weekend, so you can get in and play Knockout City with your friends. I'm looking to potentially see it. I thought the gameplay seemed, easy to learn, difficult to master kind of thing, where there's a lot of different like trick shots and knowing when to throw and when to catch and all that kind of stuff. Seemed like an interesting back and forth. So I'm wondering what it could be like playing with some coordinated friends and seeing how intense we can get while playing a dodgeball video game. And I'm kind of surprised in the current state of battle royales and all that kind of stuff that we haven't had kind of a good, dodgeball game. I thought it was just a simple concept that people could get behind, and I, as much as I shudder at thinking good thoughts about EA, I definitely think that this is a game I might look into and be interested in checking out. April Fool's Day. Today's the 2nd. Yesterday was the 1st. April Fool's Day is a big day in the gaming industry. A lot of companies did a lot of good things to just kind of poke fun at what's going on and get the giggles in. So there was a couple ones. I have a link to an article that has like 20 or so different April Fool's jokes that went on. A couple of my favorites were Darksiders with a C. So the Darksiders franchise proposed that they were going to make alcoholic beverages, dark ciders with a C, and it had, I think the volume of alcohol was like 6.66%. So it was very fun, very interesting, and that one got a really good kick, and that was my favorite. Razer did RGB hair dyes. Because Razer, being a PC peripheral company, is all about the RGB, and they know what their community wants, and so they kind of said, oh, we're gonna do RGB hair dyes, and so it was kind of fun seeing that. And then last but not least was the one that I also caught my eye was the Fortnite GameStop skin called Diamond Hands. So just playing on the kind of whole GameStop stuff from January. Seemed a little delayed, like we've kind of moved past the GameStop stuff, but you know, Fortnite's never going to miss a chance to make that money. And this one I think is real. I think you're actually able to buy and use that skin. So less of an April Fool's Day joke and more of just like a limited time offer to buy a video game skin. So again, Fortnite never missing an opportunity to make that money. Even though, you know, we're kind of outside the window where that was somewhat relevant, but I bet it still sold. So interesting to kind of see that stuff. In other news, League of Legends Wild Rift, which was, I believe, supposed to be the console/mobile port. The mobile version is out now. It's available in like 14 countries, including the US. And it can be played on Android and iOS today, right now, if you want. I'll have a link down in the description below about, you know, what it all is. I watched kind of a tutorial video, and man, it looked complicated. Just as complicated as playing League of Legends on a cell phone you would think it would be. Like, it definitely looks super complicated and like 18 buttons on the screen and just trying to coordinate all of them. But good luck with them trying to get like a mobile version up and running. It definitely looks super complicated. And then I'm looking forward to the console version. I think hopefully plays a little bit better than the mobile version, but it'll still be interesting to kind of see what's going on with the console version, which still isn't announced. They haven't really talked about when that's coming out either. So definitely interested to hear more about that. The Oculus Quest 2 is now officially the best-selling Oculus device. I don't think that's a very high bar to tout about, but I did read an article this week talking about Oculus Quest 2 and how it's the best sold device. So definitely think that it's at the right price point. I think the $300 price point is right where you want your headset to be. The unattached headset is definitely something you want in your VR device. So I think hopefully the industry is going more towards the cheaper unconnected route. And that's it is kind of setting the standard for what a VR headset that is, you know, the most consumer friendly can be. So definitely something I'm interested in, and that's one of the two VR headsets that I would probably pick up as I'm waffling between picking up a VR headset. PS Plus for April, you know, it's officially April, so we're going to talk about the PS Plus games. Both of them are PlayStation exclusives, which I thought was pretty interesting. Days Gone, I can finally pick up and play Days Gone, so looking forward to playing through that. I heard the story was actually pretty good on that one. I never got around to picking that up. And then even more interestingly was the Oddworld Soulstorm. This is the new Oddworld game that we've been hearing about since like June of last year. I didn't know that this one was going to be in PS Plus. Like this was going to be PS Plus, which now makes this and Destruction All Stars are now two PlayStation exclusives that are launching into PS Plus, which I think is an interesting strategy. You know, I know that they don't think these aren't the big sellers, and so they're kind of giving them away for free, or for at least for their subscribers to potentially get more people into their ecosystem. But I just thought it was an interesting tactic to be giving them away. I think people would pay. I don't know if they'd pay $60 for kind of a new Oddworld game, or what kind of feels like a polished up modern version. Definitely interested in seeing what the strategy is. Speaking of PlayStation exclusives, MLB The Show, which is not PlayStation exclusive anymore, is actually coming. This is, I believe, is the first year it's coming to both consoles, Xbox as well as PC. And then now that it is on Xbox, it's going to come to Game Pass day and date. So that is very much an interesting tactic. I'm starting to question whether or not, like all games that are coming to Xbox, need to be in Game Pass day and date. But yeah, I know it was just really weird that this game that was previously exclusive to PlayStation is now, because it's on Xbox, they can put it in Game Pass. So I'm just really intrigued by kind of how that whole process worked itself out. But yeah, you can for some of my friends out there who are big fans of MLB The Show, they can now play it on Game Pass for free. So getting more of those sports titles into Game Pass, I think, is definitely going to grow the audience, which is great for Game Pass, and kind of a little bit of a slight on PlayStation. Now, I don't know, not a lot of people. I don't think there's too much overlap on Xbox and PlayStation players, but for those who do have both, they'll probably play MLB The Show using Game Pass. So yeah, I definitely think that this kind of makes it a little bit, and we already know about my biases towards Xbox, but this kind of shows the power of Game Pass, and potentially we'll see that in kind of the sales results. GameStop is finally making Among Us plushies, which is great. I'm surprised it's taken this long to get kind of consumer products kind of out there for people to buy for Among Us. I bet they've been on Etsy for hundreds of years, but now that they've got like the official Among Us plushies being sold at GameStop, very, very much interested in picking up those. One of the cute ones was the purple one with the mohawk, I think. So I was very interested in that one, and I might pick them up. They come in several different sizes and they're like a $6 one to like a $30 one that's a little bit bigger. But yeah, I'll definitely have a link down below to check those out. And if you see an Among Us plush pop up behind me, then don't be too surprised or suspicious. No Man's Sky had a big update. They've been updating quite a lot recently, and I'm good on them. Definitely adding more and more content to get people into the game. I think for the most part, all of these have kind of been free DLCs, just to try and get more and more people back into No Man's Sky. So this new update is Expeditions. It sounds like it's going to be a seasonal thing, and so like it'll take, I don't remember how long they said the season would be, but it'll take 10 to 13 weeks to kind of play through the season. It sounds like everybody kind of, if you opt into the expedition, you kind of opt into being in like it seemed like a race. I didn't quite understand like the content of like people will all be dropped into the same place, and they'll be trying to like get to a certain they'll be trying to get to certain places, and they'll have certain quests that they have to complete, and they're just kind of trying to amazing race their way through the galaxy. So definitely seemed interesting for those people who are into No Man's Sky, or looking for a reason to get back. That a good kind of amazing race kind of thing could be pretty fun and engaging for the community. So good on them. And this is coming right off of like just like 4 weeks ago we had the kind of pets and companions expansion. So definitely looking forward to seeing more of what's coming out for No Man's Sky. I picked it up and played with it for a little bit, and yeah, I think that just trying to give people more and more reason to kind of go back and play it is definitely something that will keep players engaged. So good on them for continuing to update it. Last but certainly not least, the Among Us update for the airship is finally upon us. So this week we had the airship update for Among Us, as well as we got a bunch more aesthetics, because obviously we need more aesthetics in Among Us to kind of show off your suspicious look. They didn't include some of the this isn't the update that included the kind of opening up of the number of people who can play. They also talked about different modes that were going to be added to Among Us. So this doesn't have any of that. That has been delayed, unfortunately, but this does include the airship map that we saw at the Game Awards last year, and a bunch of different aesthetic upgrades, which I'm again looking forward to getting that red mohawk that I saw. So I'll have a link down in the description below for that. That's it for the week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!